Greetings everyone. This is Steven Steitler. If you've received this, it's because you're a member of a select group of my preferred clients. You've all seen me before at my office. You know who I am. The purpose of this is to help clarify issues around cholesterol. What's really important about it, what's erroneous about it, and what you can do about it. For example, let's talk about this quote that came from the Wall Street Journal. If you think regular cholesterol checkups will help stave off heart problems, consider this. Half the people who have heart attacks have normal cholesterol. That's a very important point, since the prevailing attitude is to lower your cholesterol as far as possible to be safe. It simply is not good insurance against heart attacks. I have a proven program to help people prevent heart attacks and other cardiovascular diseases. But to get there, I'm going to first start with the conventional prevailing model out there about cholesterol. This is what most of you are being taught. I want to punch holes in it so you can see the real truth behind it. These statements are true. As of 2005, 101 million Americans have cholesterol above 200. 40 million have cholesterol above 240. That's almost 1 in every 3 people. Highest among white females, lowest among black males. These statements are false. Cholesterol causes cardiovascular disease. Wrong. It does not. Cholesterol comes primarily from the diet. Not so. I'll show you where it also comes from. Controlling cholesterol levels will lower your cardiovascular disease mortality rate. Absolutely false. There has been an improvement in CVD mortality rate, but not due to lowering cholesterol, due to instead better technology in saving people during a heart attack. These statements can also be challenged. The conventional approach is that cholesterol is linked to atherosclerosis, cardiovascular disease, cerebral arterial sclerosis, diabetes, heart attacks, stroke, and transient ischemia. Although it is linked, what can be stated with complete truth is that cholesterol does not cause these problems. It's linked only because it's there, and it's there for a beneficial reason. The conventional model suggests that your primary cause of cholesterol elevation is diet, which you see on the right side of the diagram with the picture of a hamburger, and the other is through liver dysfunction, which you see on the left side. Although these are partially true, there are many other reasons, which we'll go over, why our cholesterol tends to go up. Here are the conventional numbers for cholesterol levels used by both medical doctors and insurance actuaries. The green column is your desirable levels. Your total cholesterol should be under 200. Your LDL cholesterol should be no higher than 130. Your HDL should be higher than 45, and your total triglycerides should be under 150. Anything above these numbers, you are risking going on a statin drug or possibly even losing your insurance policy. If the level of cholesterol is so important, then consider this. In 1965, normal cholesterol was set at 300 rather than 200, and we had far fewer heart attacks then than we do now. There has to be another factor involved, and we will get to the heart of that coming up. Conventional thinking suggests that cholesterol can build up in the arteries, forming plaque, which blocks blood flow and denies oxygen to the coronary arteries. Although I agree that cholesterol can build up in the arteries, it actually builds up there for a beneficial reason. It is not cholesterol that causes the plaque. There is another factor involved. In this slide, you'll see some of the font in black type and some of the font in red type. The black represents some of the conventional thinking about cholesterol. It's triggered by high-fat diet. It's triggered by obesity. It's triggered by a family history of high cholesterol. It's triggered by aging and by gender. The red font are more progressive ways of looking at cholesterol triggering. It's also triggered by high-stress lifestyle, by shifting in your insulin levels due to your diet, by shifting in adrenaline and cortisol levels due to stress, and by the state of your thyroid. This cross-cut section of an artery suggests what is really going on. There you see a wound site, and in it, all that gold material are cholesterol deposits. Now, because of this, it was thought, without being proven, that cholesterol caused the problem, since it was there. It's been discovered that cholesterol actually migrates to the wound site to act as an antioxidant protective device for the wounded arterial wall. Here you see the conventional treatment for high cholesterol, remembering that their attitude is lower the cholesterol, lower your disease state. This hasn't been proven to be true, but this is how you're treated. Strictly with statin drugs. I've listed them there in the yellow column. Various different companies have their own version of it. It is important to screen for other serious diseases and to counsel a patient well on diet and how important that and exercise is to the improvement of their cholesterol. So, as a summary of the conventional model, cholesterol is the cause of cardiovascular disease. This has been proven to be false. Cholesterol causes your blocked arteries. No, it does not. I will show you what does in a few moments. Lowering cholesterol can lower your cardiovascular disease risk. No, in fact, half of all heart attacks take place in people with normal cholesterol levels. And conventional therapy for this? Statin drugs, which have their side effects. This is why, if you're on a statin drug, you're required to have your liver tested at least twice a year to screen you for possible damage. In this next section, I'm going to explain to you the necessary functions of cholesterol in our body, of which we would die without. It makes no sense to lower cholesterol when you see how important it is to every cell of your body. Cholesterol is absolutely essential for cell membrane integrity. It facilitates cell signal transduction, which is the way that cells of any tissue group actually signal each other through electronic means. It adds firmness to the cell membrane. It helps control permeability of cell membrane to allow certain oxygen in and to eliminate waste material outwardly. It separates phospholipids so they can't crystallize together, and it stabilizes proteins as they convert into phospholipids. Cholesterol is essential to the synthesis of vitamin D. Provitamin D is derived from cholesterol. Provitamin D is then converted to vitamin D3 by the action of ultraviolet light on the skin. D3 is exceptionally important to bone metabolism. In fact, anyone losing bone will usually have a higher level of cholesterol as the body is attempting to meet the demand for more vitamin D to support bone metabolism. We need cholesterol as a precursor to bile acids, which we need to digest the fats in our food. Therefore, a high-fat diet can result in higher cholesterol, not coming from the food, but by coming from the demand of more bile acids to digest the fat, and the bile acids come from our cholesterol. Our bodies are regulated by hormones, steroid hormones, and all steroid hormones require cholesterol as the primary molecular base of which to manufacture them from. Glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, pregnenolone, DHEA, cortisol, testosterone, progesterone, estradiol, aldosterone all require cholesterol. Does it make sense to lower cholesterol when you need cholesterol for all these body functions, particularly our hormones? Here's an example of metabolic pathways of cholesterol. It's used to make bile, vitamin D, pregnenolone, and from pregnenolone, progesterone. And from progesterone, you can make aldosterone. From pregnenolone, you can make DHEA. And from there to testosterone and estradiol, and pregnenolone, based on cholesterol production, is also used to make cortisol. Blood sugar regulation depends on cholesterol since it's a precursor to glucocorticoids, which regulate our blood sugar. Is it possible that our recent increase in diabetes in our population is due to our attempts to decrease cholesterol? Now, these statements clear up why cholesterol was implicated with problems of the heart and the arteries. Cholesterol aggregates near injuries to repair damaged tissue. Being seen at the scene of the crime does not make you the criminal. When vitamin C is lacking to create enough collagen, cholesterol will seal arterial abrasions. Oxidation of the seal begins the layering process of plaque. We will soon get deep into oxidation, as is the real problem as to why we have cardiovascular disease. I'm hoping now, as you re-examine this cross-cut section of an artery, you'll re-evaluate why the cholesterol is there. It's actually an antioxidant protector trying to heal the issue, not cause the issue. This is a summary of cholesterol functions. It is actually multifunctional. It serves as a building block for many other biosubstances, such as all of our steroid hormones, our cell membrane material, phospholipids, vitamin D, bile salts, and it's a powerful antioxidant to protect our endothelial lining of our arteries. If you want to lower cholesterol, don't try to get rid of it. Instead, reduce the physical demand for it. Now let's talk about oxidized cholesterol. This is the real problem. Not how high your cholesterol is, but the molecular state of it. Is it normal, or has it been oxidized into a damaged molecule that then damages us? The name for oxidized cholesterol is oxysterol. It's abundant in the LDL subfractions of your cholesterol. That's the area that gets most damaged by oxidation, which some of you know as free radical damage. This is what causes atherosclerosis, cell apoptosis, cell necrosis, inflammation of tissue, and even suppression of your immune system. This statement comes from a book called Aging Healthfully by Dr. Majid Ali. It says that natural unrancid cholesterol is an antioxidant. Blaming coronary heart disease on healthy cholesterol is like blaming pure water for illness. Rancid cholesterol, like polluted water, can cause disease. So the focus must be on rancidity of cholesterol rather than on its blood level. Another name for rancidity is oxidation or oxidized cholesterol. In this cross-cut section of an artery, beginning from the left side, you'll see a buildup of oxysterol damaging the wall of the artery. Not cholesterol, oxysterol. This is oxidized cholesterol. The real question isn't how high our cholesterol is or should be, but truly why are we getting it oxidized? I have a simple test at my office called the Oxidata urine test. It measures your oxidation capacity. Normal should be 0. A slight pink color at the end of the test period indicates slight oxidation, which I do consider acceptable. Once it gets to a red color, +2, or deeper shades of red, 3, 4, or 5, you're in heavy levels of oxidation. This is what converts your normal, healthy cholesterol to oxysterol, which is the damaging element. Here's a list of oxidation factors. The red are the most important. Adrenaline shifts coming from stress. Insulin shifts coming from carbs and sugars in our diet. Petrochemicals and heavy metals in our environment. Prescription medications of all kinds. And the last one, advanced glycated end products, is superheating of our food, such as baking, broiling, frying, microwaving, all of which cause the sugars and the amino acids to fuse into a new free radical, which is extremely damaging. It could also be radiation, chronic infections, a poor diet that's low in antioxidant foods, mental emotional stress, and poor food combining. I'm inviting each of you to come in for evaluation with me. When I evaluate you, I'll evaluate 2 areas. 1, the level of your cholesterol, which is conventional, and 2, the level of your oxidation. In the green zone, this is what I hope to find. Normal cholesterol, under 200, with an oxidation no higher than a 0 or a 1. Some of you may come in, we've got cholesterol well over 200. That's in the second yellow zone. But with your oxidation still at 0 or 1, you still have low capacity to convert that high cholesterol into oxysterol, the damaging molecule that harms us. Some of you may come in with normal cholesterol levels, perhaps because you're on a statin drug. But with an oxidation level that's high, such as you see in the golden zone here, it means you still have a high capacity to produce oxysterol. The worst case scenario is the red zone. High cholesterol over 200 and high oxidation. If I find that, I would red flag you. This is very important. I do hope that you'll take advantage of the offer here and come in and see how you're doing. This is my highly successful program for balancing out cholesterol and your oxidation levels. The two products in black, Cholestzyme and Cholest Herbs, support cholesterol metabolism. The two products in red protect you from oxidation stress. You may not need all four. Some of you may have high cholesterol with normal oxidation and therefore need only the Cholestzyme and the Cholest Herbs. Some of you might have normal cholesterol levels but with very high oxidation and need only the two bottom products, Methoxyzyme and Super CoQ10. The vast majority, however, have both high cholesterol and high oxidation and therefore need all four of these for proper care. Every product in Cholestzyme, every ingredient, has been carefully chosen because research has proven that it helps maintain proper cholesterol metabolism by raising your HDL, lowering your LDL, and regulating your triglycerides. It's a wonderful product for this purpose. I combine Cholestzyme with Cholest Herbs. Every herb here has been proven to help regulate cholesterol metabolism. It's not added to the Cholestzyme because I've potentized these herbs, and to do that they must be in a liquid form. Therefore you'll get this one in a liquid drop tincture that goes under the tongue for very rapid absorption into the system. The combination of the two are highly efficient in regulating cholesterol metabolism. For those of you who have oxidation stress that's too high, I can proudly say this is one of the best CoQ10 products ever made. It's highly absorbed because of the enzymes in it. It's made from only pharmaceutical quality Japanese CoQ10, and I've added phosphatidylcholine and gamma-linolenic acid to improve cholesterol metabolism. The final member is Methoxyzyme. This is an enzyme-activated bioflavonoid formula. This improves antioxidant functions, particularly protecting nitric oxide from oxidation and your LDL from converting to oxysterol. This is the truth about cholesterol. To stop cardiovascular disease, stop the oxidation stress. Only oxidized cholesterol is a cardiovascular disease risk. I'm going to state that again. Only oxidized cholesterol is a cardiovascular disease risk. Oxidation is easily evaluated with the oxidative test I've shown you. Oxidation is not generally tested by a conventional medical doctor. They're looking only at the level of your cholesterol. And certain antioxidants, such as CoQ10 and bioflavonoids, are tissue-specific to the cardiovascular system. Now some tips about lifestyle support that you can integrate right away. Each of these foods has been proven to help reduce cholesterol. By adding more of them into your diet, you can help improve your antioxidant abilities and your ability to regulate cholesterol properly. I would go a little easy on the red wine. And what about losing weight? Losing weight reverses insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome, which can lead to diabetes. It lowers your total cholesterol, it lowers your LDL, and raises your HDL. This is one of the best insurance policies you can take out on yourself. Lose the weight. It's refined carbohydrates, not fats, that increase our cholesterol the most. Excessive carbs cause a sharp rise in blood sugar that produces an insulin response. This leads to fat production and storage, high triglycerides, higher total cholesterol, and lower HDL. Reduce your carb intake and live longer. Want a cheap medical policy? Exercise. Studies have shown that 45 minutes of moderate levels of cardio exercise 3 times a week, walking, jogging, hiking, or gardening, some weight-bearing exercises with no other changes, no dietary changes, no stress reduction, only the exercise, caused a drop of 30 points in 14 weeks on the average. The best form of exercise should be aerobic. And here's a simple rule of thumb. Take the number 180, deduct your age, and that meets the minimum beats per minute of your heart rate, the minimum that you should maintain for at least 15 to 20 minutes 4 times a week. If you're in shape and can take your heart rate even higher than that, all the better. With all that talk of diet and exercise, I want to emphasize that many other factors cause the cholesterol to go up. The need for bile, the need for vitamin D, the need for stress hormones such as cortisol, and the need for sexual hormones as we age. In a few moments, I'm going to give you an invitation to come in and visit me and get your cholesterol and your oxidation evaluated. And when I do that, this is what I'll be targeting you for. Which of these products will you need? The combination, because both your cholesterol and oxidation is high, just the 2 cholesterol products because the cholesterol is too high, or just the 2 products in red for antioxidant protection because your oxidation is too high. I'll be able to determine that exactly with my system. Here are some tips to reduce your cardiovascular disease risk. Test both the quantity and the oxidation level of your cholesterol. Use recommended antioxidants to protect your heart from oxidative damage. Exercise aerobically at least 3 times weekly. Eat 5 to 6 cups of fruits and vegetables daily since they're very high in antioxidants. Eat unsaturated fat in the diet. Learn to relax. Learn to play. Use safer nutritional and herbal products to balance your cholesterol naturally if it happens to be high. And wherever you can, avoid the statin drugs. They are dangerous. Remember, until you protect both the quantity and the oxidation of your cholesterol, you are still at risk. Don't be that 50% of people with normal cholesterol that gets a heart attack. Check your oxidation as well as the level of your cholesterol. Because you're one of my preferred clients, I'm inviting you for a cholesterol panel and an oxidation screen and a 15-minute consultation. This could easily be billed out for up to $120. Your cost, $30. You can come in, I'll test your cholesterol and oxidation, have both the results of those for you in 5 minutes. We'll spend another 15 minutes or longer going over the results and what you can do about it. You have my office number, 310-473-2020. You can call the office for details. There's also some documents I'm sending along with this podcast, which puts in writing pretty much what we're talking about and what I'll expect of you when you come in that day. Hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.